Comments for the week ending November 6th from the beef farmers of Ontario. There were 393 head of fed steers and heifers sold through auction markets last week, up 57 head from the previous week. Fed steers averaged 308.06 per hundredweight, up 761 per hundred, and fed heifers averaged 302.29 per hundredweight, down 390 per hundred from the previous week's trade. Auction markets reported on Tuesday that fed steers and heifers sold $2 to $3 per hundredweight higher. By Thursday, fed steers and heifers sold $3 per hundred lower. In Ontario, dress sales were reported at $5.20 per hundredweight delivered, steady with the previous week. For the week ending October 25th, Eastern fed cattle and cow exports to the U.S. were 3,698 head, 21% above last year and 35% above the 5-year average. Year-to-date, Eastern fed cattle and cow exports were 1% lower than last year. Cull cow receipts sold through auction markets last week were 2,529 head, up 430 head from the previous week. Cows averaged 171.31 per hundredweight, down 192 per hundred. Beef cows averaged 183.08 per hundredweight, up 571 per hundred from the previous week's trade. Auction markets reported on Tuesday that fed cows sold on a steady trade. By Thursday, fed cows sold easier. Total receipts were 13,552 head last week. Receipts of 8,848 stock and feeder cattle sold through Ontario auction markets, up 444 head from the previous week. Auction markets reported on Friday, October 31st, that calves and yearlings sold fully steady. By Thursday, top-quality stockers sold steady, while medium-quality cattle sold under pressure. The Quebec electronic market prices are not available at present. Last week, Alberta fed steer and heifer prices averaged around $300 per hundredweight, showing signs of stability after declining $17 per hundred over the past 8 weeks. Fed cattle prices are within $3 per hundredweight of their second half of the year lows made in early July. Dress sales were reported from $4.95 to $5.05 per hundredweight delivered, steady dollars per hundred lower than the previous week. Buying interest was noted from all Western Canadian packers, but competition on the cash market was limited. Cattle that traded were scheduled for December delivery. U.S. packer interest was quiet. By Thursday, November 6th, light trade developed with dress sales reported from $4.93 to $4.95 per hundredweight delivered, $2 to $10 per hundredweight lower than the previous week. For the week ending November 1st, Western Canadian fed processing was 32,507 head, 19% lower than last year. The U.S. cash cattle trade last week saw dress sales in Iowa and Nebraska from $355 to $365 per hundredweight, mostly $360 per hundredweight, fully steady with the previous week. Live sales in the north were from $229 to $230 per hundredweight, steady to $1 per hundred lower. Sales in Texas and Kansas were at $232 per hundredweight, $4 per hundredweight weaker. With lower cattle prices over the past few weeks, processing margins have improved, yet packers have been slow to increase processing rates. Last week's cattle processing was estimated at 555,000 head. Over the past 4 weeks, on average, processing volumes have been running about 50,000 head below last year. This is Jamie Kerr with the Beef Farmers of Ontario Market Information Report.